Welcome to this episode of the Out of Sight Sports YouTube series. Today, we're breaking down Week 8's biggest studs and duds in fantasy football. Those players who either brought the heat or completely dropped the ball. If you had a roller coaster week in fantasy, you're in good company. The studs. First up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles QB, Jalen Hurts. Hurts finally unleashed his true potential. With only 20 pass attempts, he still completed 80% of them for 236 yards and a touchdown. But here's the kicker. He rushed for 3 touchdowns on top of it, including a few classic tush-push plays Philly fans love. Hurts put the team on his back, making fantasy managers everywhere celebrate this long-awaited performance. If you started him, you probably felt like a genius this week. The next stud from Week 8 is Bills running back James Cook. Cook took the spotlight on a rainy day in Seattle, rushing 17 times for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Buffalo finally trusted him at the goal line, and he delivered, smashing through defenders for scores. With this kind of workload and the Bills facing some softer run defenses ahead, Cook's fantasy value is skyrocketing. If you had Cook in your lineup, he likely carried you to victory. And then, Cade Otton. With Mike Evans and Chris Godwin sidelined, Otton took full advantage and turned it into a career game. 9 catches on 10 targets for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's rare to see double-digit targets for a tight end, but Otton made the most of it. If you snagged him off waivers or had him in your lineup, you were rewarded big time. The duds. First up, Amari Cooper. Cooper's day was brutal, with just 1 catch for 22 yards. Fantasy managers who started him probably checked the stat sheet 3 times, wondering if it was a typo. But no, for anyone hoping Cooper would pull through, it was a 1-catch train wreck of disappointment. Then we have Drake London. In a game where his team threw for almost 300 yards, London was a ghost. He had just 4 catches for 34 yards while other players stole the spotlight. Watching London stumble through Week 8 was like tuning into your favorite show, only for it to get canceled halfway. Atlanta's got some favorable matchups coming up, so let's hope for a short-term rebound. And finally, Joe Burrow. If you had high hopes after Burrow's Week 5 breakout, this one was tough. Burrow threw for 234 yards and just 1 touchdown, a far cry from his usual numbers. Facing a tough Philly defense, Burrow struggled without his full lineup, and fantasy managers were left watching him deliver a disappointing game. Here's hoping he finds his rhythm again soon. With that being said, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in to the Out of Sight Sports YouTube series. If this breakdown gave you a laugh or some much-needed fantasy therapy, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for fresh content every week. Before you go, let me know in the comments which players have been the MVPs for your fantasy season so far. With that said, I'm out. Catch you next time.